Welcome, everyone. I think we have perhaps a couple new participants today. Um, but as always, our Tuesday stress reduction class is an opportunity to learn some new techniques and skills to help just reduce some of that everyday tension and stress. And hopefully, you find that this 30 minutes provides a nice relief throughout the day, but also that you find some techniques that you can bring on with you throughout the week and practice yourself. So, today, we're going to be doing a thought diffusion exercise. And that's a practice of acceptance and commitment therapy, where when we pay attention to our thoughts in a way of not wanting to judge them, not wanting to change them, but simply being aware of them, accepting them as they come, and letting them go. So I'll invite you to try this out with me. This is certainly one that I think takes some practice, and so as we go through this exercise, I invite you to pay attention to what you find perhaps challenging or difficult throughout the meditation, and to even focus on perhaps some of the thoughts um, that hook you and that are a little bit harder to let go of. Because again, I know I've mentioned that our greatest learning and knowledge is simply an awareness. So if you can just pay attention to some of that, and that's what we'll bring into our discussion when we complete this exercise. So, as always, if you can find a comfortable position, you can be sitting upright, you can be laying down, preferably with your legs uncrossed, letting your hands rest on your lap or next to your sides. Just take a moment to find a comfortable position. Once you've found the right position, you're comfortable, just gently let your eyes close. During this meditation, there'll be some longer pauses than usual. And during that time, I invite you to practice the skill of returning to your breath or returning to the instructions of the meditation. And again, just noticing what goes on during those pauses for you, whether in your mind or in your body. Let's begin by taking a couple gentle breaths in and out. Noticing the sound and the feel of your breath as you breathe. Giving yourself a moment to check in with your body. You might have already had a busy day and morning. So just take a moment to check in. Notice your breath. Is it harder to slow down right now and ease into this? Were you ready for relaxation? Just notice where you're at without any judgment. And take some more gentle, deep breaths, really allowing yourself to fill up your lungs and then emptying them completely. Sometimes it's nice to release a sigh on your out breath. Really just allowing these deep breaths to soothe you, to release some tension, and to invite your body into a state of relaxation. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you're standing by the bank of a gently flowing stream, watching the water flow. Imagine feeling the ground beneath you, the sounds you hear of the water flowing past. And the way the stream looks as you watch it. Pay attention to the colors in the stream, the way it makes you feel to look as the water is flowing at a pace that seems just right to you. Now imagine that there are leaves that have fallen from the trees and onto the stream. The leaves are of all different shapes, different sizes, different colors, just floating past on the stream. You're just simply watching them float. This is all you need to do for the time being. Focusing on this stream and the leaves. Start to become aware of your thoughts, your feelings, or sensations. Each time you notice a thought, a feeling, or a sensation, imagine placing it on one of those leaves and letting it float down the stream. Do this regardless of whether the thoughts or feelings are positive or negative, pleasurable or painful. Even if it's the most wonderful thought, place it on a leaf and let it float. If your thoughts seem to stop, simply just watch the stream, and soon a feeling or thought will come up again. Don't try to control what thought or feeling comes to mind or over your body. Just accept them as they come, as they are. and allow the stream to flow at its own rate. Notice any urges you have to speed up or slow down the stream. And let those thoughts or urges go on a leaf as well, letting the stream flow how it will, releasing control over the thought or feeling, and allowing the stream to take it as it will. Even if you have thoughts or feelings about doing this exercise, allow those to go on leaves as well. And if a leaf with a certain thought or feeling gets stuck or doesn't seem to go away, let it hang around just for a little while. And just observe this experience. Perhaps that leaf gets stuck on a rock sometimes. There's no need to force that leaf down the stream. For it'll go at the right time. And if you find yourself getting caught up with a thought or feeling, even such as boredom or impatience, simply acknowledge it and say to yourself, here is a feeling of boredom. Here lies my impatience. And place those words on a leaf and let them float by. You're just observing each experience, each emotion and thought, and placing it on a leaf, on the stream. It's normal and natural to lose track of this exercise, and it might keep happening. But when you notice yourself losing track, just bring yourself back to the leaves and the stream without judgment, without trying to change it. Simply notice which thoughts or feelings, sensations might be harder to let go of. Even if you want to see them float down the stream, which ones continue to get stuck? Which ones need a little extra time? Simply acknowledge that that's okay. And bring your attention back to the stream. Just become aware of the pace of the stream that naturally comes to you. Perhaps it's faster or slower than you had imagined. Or maybe it's flowing at a rate that's just right. Take a moment again to check in with your thoughts, your feelings, your sensations, and really imagine placing them on one of the leaves as it goes by. Some leaves may be larger and can carry a heavier thought, one that's been a great burden. Others might be shaped perfectly to hold that feeling that's been getting stuck with you, that you're ready to let go of. Just take a moment to watch this stream. You might be sitting down now, right next to it. You might place your hand in the water to feel the rhythm of the stream. Notice what it's like to even let go of some of the thoughts that are bringing peace and happiness, and what it's like to observe those going down the stream as well. And finally, allow this stream that you've been watching and observing to slowly dissolve, bringing your attention back to your breath. Letting the image of the stream and the leaves exit your mind. Bringing all your awareness to your breath. Notice if it's changed since you started the exercise. Notice if you're calmer, or if perhaps there's a heaviness that's lingering from focusing so deeply on thoughts and feelings. Don't try to control your breath. Just allow it. Observe it in its natural and a comfortable rhythm. Remembering again that in any moment when you want to return to the present, Your breath is always something to come back to. It's always that anchor and something you can always find to ground you, to calm you. Take a couple more deep, gentle breaths. Again, filling your lungs entirely. And then exhaling, sighing as you breathe out, really emptying your lungs. And when you're ready, gently bring your attention back to the room you're in, to the chair or a comfortable surface that you're on. You can gently open your eyes. Notice what you see. Notice what you hear. You want to push your feet forward to have a nice stretch, bringing yourself further into the present moment. Back to the room. Just take a moment to reflect on this exercise. And as I had mentioned at the beginning, to realize what might have been challenging, what was helpful, what thoughts or feelings got stuck as it went down the stream. And when we're ready, if anybody would like to turn on their cameras or unmute their microphone, I would love to hear how that was for everyone and what this experience was like. Hi, Susan.
Hey.
How's everyone feeling? Big sigh, Rose.
It was very relaxful. I
Good.
like the image of the leaf because a couple times you brought up things like being bored. So I went right away, my mind goes to, I've done Sylvan since I retired from teaching, and I haven't been there since March. And right away it went to Sylvan because of boredom. I love being there and teaching kids, and yeah.
Mhm.
So I had to put it on the leaf.
Yeah, but that's a great thing, again, just to be aware of, right? And it's okay to get bored or feel a little impatient during these exercises, right? There's nothing that's right or wrong that comes to mind that we feel. Anybody have a hard time putting certain feelings or thoughts on that stream?
I did because just before I got on this, something happened that's pretty stressful, and it's so stressful that I was having trouble putting it on the leaves and letting it go.
Sure, it was one of those that wanted to hang around or that got stuck.
It got stuck. I envisioned it getting stuck on a branch going down to a waterfall. Just
Right. And
couldn't get it off onto a leaf. That happens sometimes. It was just too fresh.
yeah,
I thought it was a very soothing picture, and could I could visualize it. I just I had trouble offloading onto my leaf.
Yeah. And it can be frustrating when those aren't floating off, right?
Right.
And it can be hard to accept that we sometimes just have to observe even the really unpleasant, stressful ones.
Yeah.
That right, it might take some time, might take a nice gust of wind
Yeah.
to get that going. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Anyone else? Well, as always, I appreciate everybody's willingness and, well, I'm sorry, was someone saying something? Oh, maybe not. And participation. Um, I appreciate that we're trying new things each week. And over time, there might be some repetition, but I think it's important that we mix it up because not everything is going to work for everyone, and it's finding what works best for you. So I think it's nice to have some new techniques and um, doing something that you've never tried before. Visualization isn't something we often, when we're lying in bed, are going to close our eyes and do of something that's really metaphorical and can bring us some peace. So it's nice when we have this guidance and or even provided with some of these metaphors that then we can maybe think back to, because it's just a nice way of even sorting through the chaos that can be our thoughts and emotions, right? And like Susan mentioned, even when they get stuck, at least you separated from it to put it there. So it's still there, you're still observing it, it's not gone, but you can then visualize that this is soon going to pass too, right? And
I thought it was really, really good. And I think your voice is really so perfect for this. It's so
Soothing.
yeah, isn't it though? It really is. That's the word I was looking for. It
Yeah.
is. It is really
Yeah.
really nice.
I like this one. I like the metaphors, but the one that you did last week, the where you go, the body scan.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like those.
Okay, great. And that's wonderful feedback too. So I know some that we might be able to repeat sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Last week,
I like body scan too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Debbie does that a lot.
Good. Nice. Never too much of that, right? We don't
Mm-mm.
take time to just check in with our body.
Yeah.
Right? With where we're at, where we're holding things.
Mm.
So, and for those that were on at the very beginning, we are recording these for our YouTube page. So it sounds like they might not all go up right away, but the hope is that there'll be a collection. So should you want to return to some of these, that you can access those. So
So
Um,
how does that work exactly? Do you just like Google YouTube and then search for cancer wellness?
I will find out. I'm not completely sure. Mary might be able
There's
to
Mary.
help me too, as this is a new thing we're doing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Um,
Mary, do you know how that's going to work? The
I
YouTube?
think Sabina is going to publish it on our webpage. That's certain classes. I don't think she has them up quite yet. Just kind of a sampling of the different classes we have, and they'll stay up for, I don't know, perhaps a month, and then she'll put up a different selection. So how it's going to work is going to change as we just see what works and what doesn't.
Okay.
But in the meantime, we're kind of building up the library so that we do have a bunch of classes that we can use for things like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Savina will be with us moderating next week as Mary will be out, so we can always maybe get some